Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Just getting ready to leave the campsite. It's a bit overcast this morning. It was a fairly cold night, lovely evening, but the seagulls were really noisy and kept me up most of the night because it's daylight all the time. They were just out enjoying themselves. Anyway, today the push to Nordkapp, 500km day. It's going to be a long day, so I'll catch up in a bit. Speak to you soon. Just left the campsite and now making my way to Nordkapp. Campsite was very good, nice pitch, nice view, a bit cold on an evening, but it's what you'd expect being where I am. No more ferries, which is good. They do add considerable amount of time to the journey, especially if you miss one. You have to wait an hour or two like I did yesterday. Now it's going to be a long day, 500km. Stopped early yesterday. It was just too long to push. Looks like it's starting to rain a little bit. This tunnel's descending deeper and deeper. I think it was about 5 kilometres long. Temperature's dropping. It's gone from 14 degrees to 10. So I think at the next stop I'll be putting my fleece on underneath the jacket because it is starting to feel a little bit colder than it was yesterday, and it looks like it's raining on this side of the mountain. Stefan's disappeared. Just been through that mountain. Look for somewhere to stop, have a leg stretch. There's a garage in 18 kilometres. Breeze is picked up as well. Just had to stop and got a bite to eat and a drink just from the top box. This is summer. Winter must be harsh up here, this far north. I'm sure the snow's all year round on these mountains. Heated grips are on. Fingertips are just a little bit too cold for my liking. I've brought 2 pairs of gloves with me on this trip. Gore-Tex pair and normal leather summer gloves. Now both are vented, so the Gore-Tex gloves, although waterproof, are letting the cold air in. That's why my fingers have gone a bit cold. Yeah, these Gore-Tex gloves, vented gloves, are good for summer in warmer countries, or if it's hot. Certainly when the temperature is 10 degrees, and then the wind chill factor whilst riding on the bike certainly contributes to me not being able to feel my fingertips. Anyway, the heated grips on the bike are doing the job. Carrying on. Just stopped off at Circle K to get a coffee and buy a sandwich for lunch. Yeah, that coffee was nice, warmed me up. Just feeling that temperature drop a little bit, starting to affect me. Needed 5 minutes off the bike. Still making good time. Not taking any pictures though. I think today's more of a push to get to Nordkapp. So onwards we go. Just swapped with Stefan, let him go in front for a bit. Sun's doing its best to break through the clouds. Some blue sky up there. Making good progress. Still a 3:30 scheduled arrival, which gives us plenty of time because I am looking at 5 o'clock potentially at the campsite. It's becoming more desolate the further north we go. Very exposed. Oh, it's only 8 degrees at the moment. I suppose that's the challenge one faces when you're coming to Nordkapp from the UK in summer, in the sense that you know you're going to be riding across Europe and the temperatures are going to be 25 to 35 degrees potentially, and even southern Norway it could be 20 degrees. But then when you get up here in the northern part of Norway, like today, the temperature's 8 degrees at the moment. It's been slowly dropping. So yeah, the challenge would be what to bring with you. Layered clothing, fleeces, which you don't need when you're riding through Germany at 25-30 degrees, but certainly do need it up here. That was a very long convoy. I've always thought that travelling in groups is quite stressful to some extent, because there's different abilities of riders. You're riding to keep up with the person in front, sometimes riding beyond your abilities. I said before, I even just met up with Stefan before going to Lofoten. We're going in the same direction to Nordkapp, so even that has its moments where I don't know whether Stefan wants to stop to take pictures, he doesn't know whether I want to do that, and there's this no communication because we don't have intercoms. It's going well anyway. Okay, risky. Be good if the JCB driver gave us some indication that there was room to overtake. Starting to climb. And there was a sign saying slippy road. Curious as to whether it's this black line. Interesting observation. There's the consensus that the Norwegians are intolerant of speeding, and that the enforcement is quite strict. So we just went through this town there, which there was a reduction to 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah, both Stefan and I were being overtaken and they were doing over 90. Is it this far north that there are no police to enforce it? One thing I've noticed over many years of travelling, going to different destinations, hire cars, driving through cities in different countries, just drive like a local. Keep pace with them and you'll be good. Could do with stopping for lunch after 12. Stefan wants to see this Nordic cathedral in Alta, so we're going there, and then I'll probably take the lead. I think the plan for Nordkapp is to get accommodation sorted out, tent, cabin, something like that, and then take a ride up to Nordkapp, do the touristy stuff during the day, and then in the early hours go back again, so you can ride the bike down to where the globe is and take the obligatory photograph with the motorcycle. I'll have to do some research, but that's only possible in the early hours of the morning, otherwise you get told off. Oh, it's breezy on here. Just filled up with fuel again. 510 kilometers from the last refill. Still had about 100 and something left according to the trip fuel gauge. At the end of this series I will put a list of how much everything cost, like I did with the last European trip. Quite a few people thought that was good information. I'll do a breakdown of the costs. Obviously you travel to the mainland from the UK, that's different options for people. I'll put fuel, food, campsites, etc. Okay, there we go. Want to see the Nordic Cathedral, so just going to the car park. Where are you going? Okay, you're parking there. I'll park it here. Just stopped off to have a look at the Nordic Cathedral and take a couple of pictures. Took the opportunity to have a bit of lunch, sandwich I bought earlier. Now making my way to Nordkapp. Still 220 kilometers away, showing us a 4:30 arrival, which is, yeah, it'll be about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Be interesting to see whether the traffic thins out at all once you leave Alta, and that the only thing you see going up there is camper vans and bikers. The landscape certainly changed. Distinct lack of trees. It's breezy as well. And even the sunshine, it's only 10 degrees. It's like the tundra. Was it permafrost here? I don't know. It's a long time since I did geography at school. I bet the conditions up here in a storm are horrendous. Definitely have squared off tyres again. Just travelling through this gorge, and there's a river down there which looks amazing. Typical, by the time I turn the GoPro on, it's out of shot. I'll leave the GoPro turned on for a little bit to see if I can capture a glimpse of it. Six kilometres, petrol station, pull up there for a leg stretch, see if to do some coffee, chocolate or something like that. Just for reference, it might look sunny and nice, but it's 12 degrees. Spectacular scenery, colour of the water's amazing. I wouldn't like to go for a swim, mind you. Thankful that the sun's come out, because the colours pop. 100 kilometres to the campsite. See what the best thing is to do about going to Nordkapp today, and then maybe in the early hours tomorrow. That's one big lump of rock jutting out into the sea. I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying I'm fighting against the wind here. It is very blustery. If there were trees, you'd see them swaying left and right. The roads are cracking up as well. Trying to lean against the wind, but it's in the wrong direction. Stefan was having a conversation with another German guy from the same region where he lives in Germany. This guy was in a camper van who'd been to Nordkapp. Basically, he was saying don't bother with camping at the camping place, just camp at Nordkapp itself. That's what a lot of the bikers do. There's a grassy area, you can just pitch your tent on the grass. So slight change of plan. Instead of going directly to the campsite, we're going to go up to Nordkapp now, have a look at the place and decide what we're going to do, whether we're going to camp at Nordkapp itself or come back down to the campsite. I wonder what happened to that. Cruise shipping, climbing, it's getting quite steep, just snow and rock and grass. It's quite desolate up here. It's also quite cold. I'm barely getting any sensation out of the heated grips. So I think that's the camping place there. So we're going to go straight on. The road goes all the way up the side of that mountain. So slippery old workman. Slippery road. They've resurfaced, which is nice. I wouldn't like to have seen what it was like prior to it being resurfaced. Probably suffers a lot from the winters. Yeah, I'd love to know the altitude. I think it's 300 metres, 300 metre cliff, 300, 350, something like that. There's gravel on the roads as well. And more snow. Thankfully not on the road. So here we are at Nordkapp after visiting Lindeness Lighthouse, the southerly point, and then Vestkapp, the westerly point. Here we are now at Nordkapp. Well, the most northerly point is down there somewhere. Yeah, that's the most northerly point down there, that outcrop of rock. Let's see how much it is. Straight through, yeah. Parking fee 50 krona for motorcycles. Gonna have to stand up anyway because this bike's just wobbling all over the place. Hello.
65 please. Where are you from?
The UK.
Okay. You pay separate?
Separate, yeah, please.
65. Parking ticket is valid until tomorrow 12. Lunch.
Okay. Doesn't take. Took the obligatory picture next to the globe. We might be looking at coming back in the early hours to ride the bikes down. Had a look at the camping just off the edge of the car park. It's very rocky, very windy. Not something I wanted to do. I've seen a couple of YouTubers camp there and the tents get shredded in the night because it's just too windy. So now just doing the 15-minute ride back down to the Nordkapp camping, set up down there. It's been a long day, 500 and something kilometres today. It's very enjoyable. It's cold though, very cold. Now that I've had a coffee and something to eat in the cafe, and don't get me started about the entrance into the Nordkapp Experience. It's 350 Norwegian kroner at the time of filming this. To get into the gift shop, where you're spending money. To get into the cafe, where you're spending money. To use the toilets, where you're spending a penny. And then you're paying for entrance into the car park as well. It's a captured market. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to visit, if you want to be a tourist like I am today, then yeah, I'm paying the price. Anyway, down to the campsite, see what they've got, whether they've got cabin or space for tents, make some food. Bit hungry, some hot food and a hot drink. Speak to you soon.